Hey there, fellow managers. Ever found yourself scratching your head over a tough decision, unsure which direction to take? Well, you're not alone. We all encounter challenges that require some serious brain power to navigate through. That's where critical thinking comes into play. So, who exactly are these elusive critical thinkers? It's like having a reliable compass in the foggy wilderness of decision-making. They're the ones who can cut through the noise and see things clearly, even when the path ahead seems murky. Let's break down the basics of critical thinking. First, it's about recognizing when to put on your thinking cap. We've all been there, right? Rushing into a decision without really thinking it through. It happens to the best of us. Next up, question your assumptions. It's like peeling an onion, getting to the core of things by asking the right questions. Ever wonder why things are done a certain way? That's your inner critical thinker nudging you to dig deeper. Now, let's talk about alternatives. Critical thinkers don't settle for the status quo. They're the ones who see possibilities where others see dead ends. Ever been in a brainstorming session where someone throws out a wild idea that ends up being pure genius? That's the power of exploring alternatives. Last but not least, evaluating arguments. Think of it as playing devil's advocate with yourself. Have you ever found yourself nodding to someone's opinion, only to pause and think, wait a minute, is that true? Bingo! That's your critical thinking muscle getting a workout. But why should we, as managers, care about honing our critical thinking skills? Well, let's break it down for you. First off, it's all about objective decision-making. We're making tough calls, and having a clear, rational mind is crucial in making the right ones. Then there's the efficiency factor. Time is money, as they say. By sharpening our critical thinking skills, we can cut through the noise and get to the heart of the problem more quickly. Let's remember creativity and innovation. The world is constantly evolving, and as managers, we need to stay ahead of the curve. Critical thinking opens the door to new ideas and fresh perspectives. And most importantly, it helps us understand ourselves and others better. We can foster a more inclusive and collaborative work environment by challenging our assumptions and biases. How do we go about developing these critical thinking skills? It's all about practice and perseverance. Start by taking a good, hard look at your decision-making process. How do you usually make decisions? Are there any patterns or biases that you need to be aware of? Next, feel free to ask questions. Challenge your assumptions and seek out different perspectives. After all, two heads are better than one, right? And remember to fact-check. In the age of information overload, it's easy to get swept up in the tide of misinformation. Take the time to verify your sources before making any decisions. Lastly, be transparent about your thinking process. Share your thought process with others and invite constructive feedback. It's not always about being right. It's about continuously learning and growing. So there you have it, folks. Critical thinking may be challenging, but it's definitely worth the effort. So go ahead, put on your thinking caps, and let's tackle those tough decisions together with Risely's Critical Thinking Assessment for free.